Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm filming the 2021 Chevy Suburban LT. The Suburban been around for about 80 to 90 years. It's one of the longest names in automotive history. This is the 12th generation as of the 2021 model year. This has the same underpinnings as the Chevy Silverado here. But looking at the front fascia of the Suburban, Chevy has done a wonderful design. I like the grille here is off the Silverado. These headlights are going to be a full LED with an LED daytime running light with an LED turn signal. There's this opening here to put an air curtain over the brake. My Tesla is missing LED fog lights. I think Chevy discontinued the fog lights for the 2021 model. There's your Chevy bow tie. I like the chrome that you get in the front fascia here, the black grille here. But open up the hood here of the Suburban. My Tesla has the 5.3 liter. It makes 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired with a 10-speed automatic. Fuel economy for the small block here is rated at 16 in the city, 20 on the highway, and 18 combined. It's not the best fuel economy. If you want something a little bit better, you can check out the other competition like the Ford Expedition, which has a twin turbo V6, so you might get a better fuel economy, which is about 1 to 2 mpg. Chevy's going to be offering a optional 3-liter twin turbo V6 Duramax diesel, which makes 277 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. So it's one of the slowest out of the lineup here. This makes 355 horsepower. And if you want more horsepower, Chevy's going to be offering a big 6.2 liter, which is a push rod design. So is this one. This is a push rod design as well. They're all going to be paired with a 10-speed automatic. And as the Suburban, since it weighs around 5,300 pounds, you can tow 8,300 pounds when you go for the rear-wheel drive, which my Tester is. You go for the four-wheel drive system, it's going to drop it down to 8,100 pounds. So you can tow maybe your boat and a couple of jet skis and whatnot. But shedding the hood here of the Suburban and backing up, show you guys the front fascia. I showed you guys this just on the Tahoe. They both have the same unique front design here. My Tesla's painted in the Summit White exterior color. But looking here at the side profile, these Michelin tires, these are a 265/65 with tire. These are 18-inch rim design, 4 disc brakes for all 4 wheels. Looking here at the Suburban badge name, really nice side profile. The wheelbase for the Suburban is 134.1 inches long. They stretched it by 4 inches, an overall length of 225.7, bigger by 1 inches. Making our way to the rear here, my Tesla doesn't have the panoramic sunroof, which is an additional option, or standard size sunroof, but the side profile of the Suburban is really long. As you guys can see, this truck looks like it went on a diet. It looks like it got a little smaller and a little longer at the same time. But looking at these taillights here, they're going to be an LED combination with the LED brake light, an incandescent turn signal with an incandescent reverse light. There's rear parking sensors here. Underneath this piece here, this is for the towing. Like I mentioned, you can tow 8,300 pounds. And underneath here, as you guys can see, there's that independent rear suspension. The spare tire is underneath here as well, so you can get more cargo space back there in the rear. There's your Suburban badge, the Chevy bow tie here, standard backup camera with LED lights for your tag, LT badge to signify the trim level you have. Open up the cargo back here. My Tesla has a power lift gate, and you can also open up that rear glass there as well. When you open up the lift gate back here, Chevy says you get around 41.5 cubic feet of space. And unfortunately, since this is the LT trim, there's no power forward button, so you have to pull those little straps to let the seats down. When you fold down everything, you get 144.7 cubic feet of space. That's more cubic feet of space compared to the previous generation, which was at 121 cubic feet of space. So Chevy, they increased the cargo back here by additional 19%. As you can see, there's some underfloor storage here. Maybe you can put some wet blankets or whatnot, or hide some different stuff. And I noticed the loading floor here, it's a little lower compared to the previous generation, since they have that independent rear suspension. But let's hop into the interior of the Chevy Suburban. So I'm sitting inside the interior of the all-new redesigned Chevy Suburban. Looking at this interior, my Tesla has the jet black interior, but shutting the door here, the door sounds nice and solid. The materials here are going to be a soft touch material. There's this chrome accented door handle. Looking at the controls here, these are electronic parking brakes, stability control, parking sensors, automatic start stop, and this is for that rear outlet in the cargo back there, dimmer switches. Your headlight controls are going to be down here. It is one touch up, one touch down for the driver and passenger. Your mirror controls, you can't power fold these mirrors, and you have to just do it manually. 2-person memory seats, a nice grab handle here, a nice area to rest your elbows, some wood trim here, some storage down here, cup holder. My Tesla does have the Bose audio sound system. Looking at the steering wheel, there's some couple functions on the steering wheel here, which is for the cruise control, forward collision warning. My Tesla is missing the heated steering wheel button here. Some aluminum painted trim here. But to start up the Suburban, put your foot on the brake and press the start button here. As you guys can hear, that 5.3 liter will roll to life. The gauges will do a nice sweep. If you don't like a full LCD display that Chevy gives you right here in the center, just keep it traditional with the analog gauges here. But there's a small helper screen down there. This is for the actual drive mode selector here. It does have sport, snow and ice, a tow haul mode, and then you can put it back into normal. You get 16 in the city, 20 on the highway, and 18 combined. Really good fuel economy. But like I mentioned, if you're looking for a better fuel economy, to check out the other competition like the Ford Expedition that has a twin turbo V6, so you get 1 to 2 mpg numbers better. But honestly, it's just the same thing. This truck weighs around 5,500 pounds. The materials here on the dashboard are gonna be a soft touch material. If you guys are looking for that good old column shifter, Chevy doesn't offer that anymore. They just have this push button style transmission. Putting the Suburban to reverse, you pull R for reverse. As you guys can see, look at the backup camera here. Nice high definition backup camera with trajectory, with distance markers and rear parking sensors. And you pull the D for drive. As you see, there's a low mode here. 10 different gears to shift through. You can switch through it manually like this. Putting the Suburban back into park. This does have the 10.5-inch display here. Going back to the Chevy home link system here, as you guys can see, same as the Cadillac, same as the Tahoe that I showed you guys. This does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Going here through the camera functions here, as you guys can see, you have trajectory. You can turn the distance marker, you can turn those markers off just in case they're annoying to you or whatnot. But going back here to the Apple CarPlay, I updated my phone, as you guys can see here. Going here to the Google Maps, you can use Waze, Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever you like to use. As you guys can see, a really nice high resolution camera. But going back here is a really fast system, just like the Chevy Link system there. Looking at the glove box here, is damped, but it's not lined with felt. Pretty decent sized glove box. The materials here on the dashboard are gonna be a soft touch material. That's more of that wood trim. There's this little box here, or a little storage compartment, is damped and it's lined with felt. These seats in here, they look okay, but they hold you in place. They're not a ghostly boaster, but you can definitely go on a long road trip with these seats. I just don't like that my Tester has the jet black interior. I wish Chevy would have gave this thing maybe a different interior, like how it is on the actual high country Tahoe. But looking down here, it's a soft area here. Maybe you want to rest your knees there. A slight bit of storage down here. My Tester does come with a wireless charging pad here, a USB-C, a USB port, 12-volt here. 2 cup holders, as you guys can see. I'm sure you guys the key fob really quick. It's the same key fob that I showed you on the Tahoe. I like the Chevy bow tie back here, this silver painted trim. Lock, unlock, remote start. Just open up the glass back there, and this is for the actual lift gate with a panic button. Nice sturdy key. Keep this in your purse or in your pocket. This tri-zone climate control, this big knob here to adjust the temperature and whatnot. You can also turn the rear climate control on and off. My Tester only has 3-level heated seats, not cool seats. Surprised to see they didn't offer cool seats on the LT trim here. But there's this area here to rest your phone. Nice padded area here to rest your elbows on. You can remove this tray. There's this LED light inside here with a USB-C, a USB port with the SD slot reader there. But shutting that back, 2 cup holders back here as well. But overall, the interior here is really nice. Chevy did a really nice job redesigning and giving this thing an independent rear suspension. So I'm sitting inside the second row here of the Chevy Suburban. My Tester has these captain's chairs. If you want to sit a little bit more people in here, you can get the bench seating, which you can sit up to 8 people comfortably, especially with that independent rear suspension. My Tester has the captain's chair, you can sit up to 7 people. But looking here, there are 2 mat pockets here, cup holders here, tri-zone climate control, USB-C, and a household outlet, which is underneath here. The floor back here is nice and flat. Chevy says you get around 42 inches of legroom back here. You can slide the seat forward and back. As you guys can see, I have plenty of foot room underneath here, and this is the driver's seat here. I'm only 5'8". If you're on a long road trip, you can also recline these seats. It does have a nice reclining function here, so just in case you want to take a little nap, you can definitely do so on one of those long 2 to 3 hour road trips. And looking here, my Tester has LED lighting throughout the whole entire cabin. Your air vents live up here in the ceiling. My Tester does not have the rear seat entertainment, which is a part of a package, which is around $2,200. But these captain chairs are really nice. They hold you in place. Looking here at the door materials, this fake wood trim, nice stitching up here, nice padded area. There's some chrome trim around the grab handle here, lock controls, window switch. There's some additional storage here, cup holder. My Tester does have the Bose audio sound system, your Chevrolet nameplate, which is here in the actual door frame. But shutting the door here, the door sounds nice and solid. My Tester does have the fixed running boards with this nice grab handle, so just in case you're short like myself, you have a hard time getting to big vehicles like this, you can just grab that and whatnot. But there's a nice alleyway getting back here to the 3rd row. But I'm sitting behind myself here. This is what the seat to as far as setting. There's plenty of foot room in here. And Chevy says you get around 36.7 inches of legroom. Like I mentioned, with that independent rear suspension, it lowered the floor here instead of having that stadium style seating with the previous generation, which had that solid rear axle. But since this has the independent rear suspension, there's more cargo in the rear, more leg room in the second and third row. There's some USB, there's 2 USB ports back here, a little bit of storage back here, 2 cup holders. Well, the materials back here are gonna be hard test plastic, but there is more LED lights here, your air vents which live up here. But overall, Chevy did a really good job with redesigning the Suburban here. Like I said, I have plenty of headroom here, the nice cutout for someone that's like 6 feet tall could sit back here as well, going a long 2 or 3 hour road trip. You can also slide the seat forward here. I'm showing you guys how to get out of the vehicle. That's this little tab here. The seat will fold down. You just pull it again. As you can see, a really nice way to get back here into the actual third row. So Chevy did a really good job, and honestly I like this interior. It's bigger, it's better. But let's take the Suburban out and see how it performs. So start off in the 2021 Chevy Suburban. My Tesla has the 5.3 liter, which makes 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired with a 10-speed automatic. I mean, it makes adequate power for most people. I wouldn't say that it's sluggish, and I don't live above sea level, so honestly it performs really good. Maybe 0 to 60, maybe in the high 7-second range. This truck weighs around 5,500 pounds, so she ain't light, but she can definitely push her weight out. But if you want a little bit more horsepower, Chevy offers a big block 6.2 liter, which makes 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, and that's paired with a 10-speed automatic. And they're going to be offering a more fuel-efficient diesel, which is a 3 liter. That's going to be optional. That's going to make 277 horsepower, which is one of the slowest entries with horsepower wise, because this makes 355 horsepower, while you got the 6.2 liter, which makes 420. But this diesel will make 460 pound-feet of torque, so that's matching the 6.2 liter, which is a big block. I have the small block here, which is a push rod. Like I mentioned, it's paired with a 10-speed automatic. Fuel economy, it's not the best, but if you're a conservative driver, you can maybe get this thing up to 21 miles per gallon, you know, if you have a light foot. But like I mentioned, there's a smaller engine displacement. Visibility out of the Suburban here is really good. Big side mirrors here, but my Tesla does not come with blind spot monitoring, but it does come with forward collision warning, lane keep assist, lane departure. The seats in here are comfortable. You can fit 8 people in here very comfortably. This does have the redesign, which it rides on a newer platform. This is the 12th generation. The Suburban name has been around for many years, between 85 years to 90 years, so it's one of the longest nameplates in American history, or in automotive history as well. Interior here is really nice. Chevy upgraded the interior. They gave this thing a 10-inch display here, like I showed you guys on the Tahoe, which honestly I don't really like the jet black interior. I wish they would have did a better color combination. I know this is the LT trim, you know, but still I wish it would look a little better. Maybe a beige interior like that Tahoe. That was a high country version, but honestly that interior was really nice. It had beige all over the dashboard here. Nice touch materials, and here is nice touch materials as well. Nice wood trim here on the door panel. 2-person memory seat, so if your wife or your husband or your spouse, you know, wanted to take the Suburban and you don't like how they adjusted the seat, you can just have it set to the memory seats here, which is a nice thing. It's 2-person memory seats, and you have teen driving, so if you let your teen take the Suburban out, you know, maybe going on like a boat trip or something like that, this thing will grade them on their driving, give them an A or F, and it would tell you once you check the infotainment system or check your Chevy app. So you know, you can trust your kid to take this big old truck and expect them to drive like a normal person would drive when their parents are not around. But visibility out here is really good commanding view of the road. The Chevy did a really good job when it came to redesigning the Suburban here, with the exterior and especially the interior. The interior was a major thing for Chevy, but they did a really good job when they redesigned this thing. It rides on an independent rear suspension, so it sucks up the bumps just fine, especially here in Miami. We have one of the most crappiest roads ever. There's potholes everywhere, but this thing, it excels driving, you know, at highway speeds or just cruising through a neighborhood. But this thing is really soft. You can, like I mentioned, fit 8 to 7 people depending on the seating configuration. If you have the bench sitting, you can fit 8 people. You have the captain's chairs, which my Tesla has. You can sit up to 7 people just comfortably, and you can fit all their crap in the back, because with the independent rear suspension, it gave it more cargo, especially in the third row. With the independent rear suspension, it gave the Suburban 144 cubic feet of space compared to the last generation, which had 121 cubic feet of space. But the cubic feet of space from the previous generation Suburban is matching the same cargo as the newer Chevy Tahoe. So it is an improvement from the last generation. It has one of the biggest cargo in the segment. This outbeats the Ford Expedition, which only has like 122 cubic feet of space. So if you're looking for more space, you should put the Suburban on your list, just in case you don't want the Tahoe. But the Suburban is really big. If you have a smaller garage, honestly, you might have to park this thing outside, because this truck, it got even bigger. Chevy stretched the length by 1 inch and the wheelbase by 4 inches. So it got a little bigger compared to the previous generation. Since I have the 5.3 liter, it's a small block. It still sounds good. You want a more meatier sound, you can go for that 6.2 liter, which makes 420 horsepower, like I mentioned, just in case you're power hungry. But the 5.3 liter, it's really good, especially here at sea level. I know if you go up a mile above sea level, it's going to be a little sluggish, even with that 6.2 liter, because it needs more air to breathe. It's not fully electric just yet, but who knows what Chevy's going to do next for the Suburban. But this is a big thing for them. And honestly, since the Tahoe went on sale, I want to say maybe in the beginning of the summer, I've seen legit over 10 Tahoes here in the South Florida area. So they're selling really good. Shout out to Bomnin Chevrolet for selling, you know. But I've been seeing a lot of them like everywhere. I've seen the one with the Z71 package with like a champagne exterior color, which looks really good. I haven't seen a Suburban just yet, but a Tahoe, it's been a lot of them that I've been seeing. Honestly, I just like driving big old SUVs. Honestly, this is one of my things, and this is my favorite full-size SUV market. If you like the Suburban, it's one of my all-time favorites. The Tahoe is really good as well, but if you're looking for something to carry a lot of people and cargo, you should definitely put the Suburban on your list. So after spending time with the 2021 Chevy Suburban, if you're looking to carry more people and more cargo and you don't want the actual Tahoe, you should put the Suburban on your list. So how much does a Suburban cost? My Tesla, since it's the LT trim, it stickers for $56,500. My Tesla has the optional captain's chairs, which is $795, including destination. My Tesla stickers for $58,590. I'd like to give a special thanks to Bomnin Chevrolet for providing me with the all-new 2021 Chevy Suburban. If you're in the market for a Chevy Suburban or a Tahoe, you can come to Bomnin Chevrolet and ask for Lazaro. He'll help you get into a new, used, or pre-owned vehicle. And I hope you guys have enjoyed my full review on the all-new 2021 Chevy Suburban. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Drive On Reviews, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll catch you all in the next video.